working. They're protesting in front of the White House weekly, daily. It's hard not to feel it when you walk outside and you're going to see people going on a hunger strike. At least for the people that are inside that have to make these policies, they feel it every day.
The Biden administration has been under an enormous amount of pressure to push Israel to end its massacre of Gaza. Protesters have been following Biden everywhere, at his hotel room, at conferences, and even his personal residence. And now, within the administration. Tonight, we're talking to an anonymous Biden staffer who's one of the main organizers calling for the Biden administration to end Israel's massacre in Gaza.
I think a lot of colleagues are disgusted and appalled. There are so many, you could go through the adjectives and like the thesaurus of disgusted, and that could describe so many people within the administration. Personally, for me, I would describe it as a genocide. I think that's the only solace that a lot of us feel, is that, you know, there is a growing dissent within the administration of people that are no longer feeling comfortable. That's why people are willing to go and do these public, letters and talking to their press and doing as much as we can, because there are numbers there of people not being okay with what's going on.
Are there people in the administration who are starting to see the Biden administration's support for Israel as untenable?
There's a real internal kind of battle that is having to be played, that, they're very aware that their own staff, there are people, we have now 650 plus signers on our letter. There are letters from other agencies, dissent memos and dissent cables. Political appointees and civil servants serve two different purposes, but as a political appointee, you basically serve at the pleasure of the president. You are there to uphold the president's agenda, and it's like an unsaid rule of you're not gonna dissent externally. And when that is brought upon, it's very much just some places where people no longer feel comfortable even working for this president.
Biden can pick up the phone right now and say, we're ending aid, you gotta stop this. What is stopping the administration from doing that?
I think we, as a country, have a precedent of supporting, Israel, of support and unconditional support. And that is something that has been set for 54 to 75 years, since the creation of Israel, and also one of the strongest lobbyists, one of the strongest supporters. And while that's, that dam is breaking slowly, gets punctured, I feel every day.
The Biden administration's policy on Palestine has been one of its least popular policies, and Arab Americans are saying, they regret voting for Biden. They're not going to vote for him again in the re-election. He's literally become Genocide Joe. People in the administration must be thinking that this could tank his re-election, right?
Yeah, and so it's not just Arab Americans that are feeling this dissent, right? It's cross-ethnic, cross-racial, young voters, large blocks that came out to get the vote out for the president, get the vote out for this administration and Democrats across the board. Yeah, there's a lot of dissent, and honestly, the president is having conversations with, Jewish and Muslim, Arab and Israeli and Palestinian staffers, hearing the dissent internally, trying to dispel that, trying to ease some nerves, but I don't think that's working.
Are the protests working and influencing the administration?
I think it's hard to not feel every day. I mean, they're protesting in front of the State Department, they're protesting in front of the White House weekly, daily, in front of the DNC, in front of different offices and across the city. Here in the administration, it's hard not to when you walk outside and you're going to see people going on a hunger strike, or people out here every day protesting. It's working, at least for the people that are inside that have to make these policies. They feel it every day, and we hope that you continue to do so, because slowly but surely we're chipping away to hopefully call for a ceasefire.